Coming off that one, Coach, you score a touchdown on defense, but also left one out there at the end with the drop pick. So how do you kind of talk about your team and opportunities like that?
Opportunities, you don't get so many in the game, and just really proud of the effort our guys played with. I think they're playing hard. I think they're playing physical, doing those things. But when an opportunity comes your way, whether it's a third down opportunity or a ball in the air, you only get so many of those. The offense only makes a mistake so many times, and especially a good quarterback like he was. So we got to capitalize on that, and especially when the game's on the line, that one sticks out. With Gavin there at the end, but there's one earlier in the game with Jamarlee makes his. That's a hell of a play right there by a freshman coming across the middle, and has a great break on it. Everything, just when he hits the ground, he kind of lands on it instead of rolling with it. So we got to work on that a little bit. Omar dropped one, I think, early in the game as well, first quarter. That you pick those 3 balls and force 5 or 6 turnovers. Now you really feel good about it, and it probably changes the outcome of the game. So turnovers are huge. It's part of our culture. Not only playing hard, playing physical, but creating those turnovers. And we got to keep capitalizing on those opportunities. Just really proud of Siobhan, the one he had. The one that Gavin had, another one, in the game, early in the game, and great play on the ball. And then Zakai forced one, and Raheem recovered it down there. But we got a few more we left out there that we could have had, and I think that could have been the difference in the game defensively for us.
3 games in, what do you like from your unit? What have you learned, and where do you want to see you guys grow?
Yeah, I tell you this, I don't have any question about they're going to play hard. I don't have any questions about they're going to play physical. We got to keep growing and doing our job, keep growing in our assignment and being sound there in our technique and our fundamentals, and that'll come because we know every week offenses are going to do the same. They're going to be better each and every week. Create new challenges. So we got to make sure we're ready up for those challenges and be ready to kind of rise to them. And some of that's going to come with just a focus on us, not necessarily our opponent, but focus on us, how we can do our job better, how we can play better technique, how we can do a better job communicating and those type of things, and make sure we're all on the same page and get stops. Held them 2 touchdowns last week, and we got to continue to get stops. And I think for me, it's those third down stops played a big part in that game. And the first one of the game, had a chance to go 3 and out, and we really we go 3 and out and get a penalty or catches over there, and then go 3 more plays and get off the field. But it's just a game of field position there. Then late in the fourth quarter, I think we had 2 third down conversions. You'd love to have those 2 back as well. So, they're a good football team, good offense. You give them the credit, and they made some plays, and they're going to make some plays. But third down's a chance for us to get off the field, get the ball back to our offense, and for us to get a chance to sit on the bench for a little while.
What are some of the challenges you see with Liberty?
Yeah, I think anytime you face a option team, a chance to hand the ball off inside, pull it, pitch it, it creates challenges, or maybe a new look for your defense. The new option is the RPO. Everybody, dive quarterback, or they throw the hitch out there, or slant or whatever, and now it's just pitching it. So that's a challenge to just make sure we're assignment sound there. Their quarterback's a good player. I mean, he's certainly, worth all the hype, all American, whatever he may be there, and he can take it the distance at any time. He makes their offense go. I think him and Cooley, the running back, really good, 1-2 punch in there, and I know this from playing with the option for years and being part of those staffs. Anytime you had a really good quarterback and a really good fullback, your offense is tough to defend, and Liberty certainly is. And they got a lot of other players around that. Don't take, not to leave those guys out, but it starts with those 2. So that's certainly where the challenge begins.
IBM said you guys did an extra sideline tackling drill this past week. How much emphasis have you put on open field tackling with his available to get to the corner, and how well do you think your team's open field tackled so far?
We tackle every day. It's something we do, whether it's against our offense, whether it's against scouts, against ourselves, our scout period. It's go at it every Tuesday, go at it every Wednesday of freaking thudding guys up and trying to do a great job, not reaching, get my feet to contact, taking the extra step, keeping the cup, having proper leverage on the ball carrier, all those type of things. And then we want our pursuit to be so great, if we do miss a tackle, we got guys there to get it on the ground. And I think that's what we've done a good job of, just pursuing the football. So if we miss a tackle, or somebody does have an overrun, which we don't, we try to coach it up and teach it up, but we get guys there to keep it on the ground. So, I think the perimeter is where it shows up more than anything, just because you got more space out there. And I think we've done a fairly good job of it. We can always be better. You don't want to miss any tackle. So anytime you miss a tackle, hey, we go back and we look at it and refocus and relook at it. So, and this week is no different. I mean, they got A-backs, so they can get on the perimeter, pitch the ball to. They got their screens out wide. Obviously, a quarterback in the scramble game or in the option game can create some issues in space as well. So we got to do a good job just keeping our leverage, getting the near foot up, keeping our eyes on the thigh board, all those type of things of being good tacklers.
Coach, going back to Cooley, when you watch him on film, what specifically makes him so tough to defend?
I think in his career, he's only had like 2 negative rushes. I think he's got 180 yards after contact this year. I have 250 yards total. He's a heck of a player. I mean, he's, low to the ground, center of gravity, bowling ball in there, and you don't ever see somebody just tackle him by yourself. They bounce off of him. He's always falling forward, always lunging forward. He's a true, downhill back and tough to tackle, hard-nosed kid, really good football player. Lucas as well, number 0 as well. He's kind of a mold to that as well, and it's that part of their offense. It's just they get downhill on you and can chew up some yards in a hurry for sure.
What's the chess match like this week? You staffs know each other well, so just kind of that side of things going on.
Yeah, I think, going back to Coach Chadwell's staff, I think played him a couple of times when he was at North Greenville, a couple of times at Charleston Southern, once in the playoffs there, and then obviously in the bowl game a couple of years ago, similar staff. Know Coach Corn really well. A couple of those guys on that staff have GA'd for me before, so a lot of familiarity there. But I think it's really just kind of focus on us and doing our job and making sure we go out and, execute at a high level defensively of doing our job, playing to protect our culture, playing our butts off. Yeah, obviously there's going to be some calls within the game that you're trying to get a step ahead of him or he's trying to get a step ahead of you. And you guys try to, make sure, at the same time, if your players aren't executing your calls, you got to pull the thumb and pull it back on you. You got to make sure it's easy enough calls, your scheme is simple enough that allows them to go play fast. So if there's some hesitation there, you better kind of look in the mirror and say, hey, what can I take away to help us play faster and give us a chance to win a ball game?
I know you can't give away too much, but it looked like a night and day first half, second half 2 weeks ago when they played New Mexico State. Were you able to pick up on anything that New Mexico State was doing right in the first half? They seemed to not do as well in the second half.
Yeah, New Mexico State's a good football team. I thought they ran out of gas a little bit at the end, and I thought the quarterback came alive in the fourth quarter. Him and Cooley both, they took that game over in the last couple of drives. They broke 2 long runs in there. They're in a 2-minute situation, and you think it's going to be all little passes, and he scrambles around, the quarterback makes some plays. But at the end of the day, I think they handed off for about 50 for Cooley. New Mexico State zeroed out, pressured, about a minute and a half to go in the game, minute 24 to be exact, and he breaks on one for about 46 yards. They misfit it, and that's how they lose the game. So, and they were only down by, I think Liberty was down by 2, so they're trying to hold them to a field goal. So they only had about 20 more yards to be in field goal range. But you got to kind of keep that thing corralled, and especially have an eye on those 2 guys, because those will be the 2 guys they go to when they play.
Zakai's, played really well, playing a lot of snaps too. How do you keep him fresh and playing at the level he is?
Yeah, that's the big key right now is keeping our guys fresh. We're playing a bunch of snaps, and every week is, hey, Tuesday, Wednesday, we got to go get our work in. And as soon as it's, the afternoon, they got to start rehabbing their bodies. I think Zakai does a really good job of in the training room, cryo, massages, everything he can do to kind of take care of his body. He treats it like a professional. And we got so many others that do that as well. I mean, Mike has to do the same. IBM has to do the same. Siobhan, Devin King, just because the number of reps they play. Gavin Gibson has to do the same. And our whole football team. If you want to go play your fastest ball on Saturday night, you got to prepare yourself that way. You can't just say, I'm just going to cruise through this thing. You got to go attack recovering your body. You got to go attack the game plan. You got to go attack academics. You got to go win the day in those things. But you also got to do it in recovery and make sure your body is back to full speed for Saturday night, because you want to be at full speed and playing your fastest to go play.
Talking to Zakai and Isaiah yesterday, I was pretty impressed with the way that the loss didn't really get them down. It sounds like it motivated them even more. Have you seen that at practice this week? Have they kind of led the other guys like that?
First thing I say about our guys, and not just Zakai and IBM, I think they're a great representative for our defense and our program, is our guys are resilient. And they're fighters, and they're not going to let one game define them. I think I heard Zakai say that. And it's back to work. It's, hey, put that in the rear view. Let's look out the windshield, and let's get back to work and get back to the grind. And that's what we teach in life. That's so many of us, we go out to our jobs or to pay our bills or whatever it may be. Hey, we can't let one little thing get us down. Yeah, it was a huge game for us. It was a heartbreaker. We upset about it, but we more motivated by it than anything. We more motivated to get it fixed, get it turned around, and make sure we play better defense. Make sure we keep points off the board and gives ourselves a chance to win. So what can we do this week to be better than last week? And that's the goal, whether we won or lost Saturday night. That's the goal every week. But I think sometimes after a loss, it motivates you even more to turn it up even more, because that's what really kind of catches your attention sometimes. Sometimes a win doesn't catch your attention, like a loss does. And that's what those guys, they represent our whole football team and our whole defense of that message they sent there.
Have you had to change up some of the verbiage this week so that Taylor doesn't give their offense any keys?
You know, Taylor Jackson was a good player for us and did a really good job here. Just, you know, proud of him as a young man and just really care about him and his mom and his family there. But yeah, you know, he'll be on the other sideline. Our guys probably worried about that in the summer a little bit. So we always change our stuff up year to year, week to week, and do some different things there because, you know, things get out, things get around. It doesn't matter who you're playing. You better always kind of protect those things and protect your verbiage, protect your signals because eventually it gets passed around. So you got to be aware of that. It's just college football. Obviously, if you watch the Connor Stagg stuff, you can, you know, tell our guys it's football 101 for stealing signals there.